You gotta love these technical issues. So we were about 3 minutes in and it did that freeze thing again. Okay. So you had adversary card 29 for the theme of the reading, which is about hard work, diligence, and progress, but it's talking more about manifestation and relaxing as the things come to you. And so the first card out for clarification was the Magician, which is all about manifestation. I asked, what are we currently manifesting? And I got the King of Wands to the Devil to the King of Swords. So asking for clarification of the Devil. Why is the Devil here between these two action-oriented energies? And I got the Two of Swords. So you are currently choosing between two energies, an energy of the King of Wands and an energy of the King of Swords, and you currently do not want to choose between those two. So the energy that I am picking up on is one that was manifesting like a little bit of fun here. Get the drift? Okay. All right. So it doesn't look serious, this is just, when Mama likes to have a little fun. You have two different energies, totally different personalities here. You have one, the King of Wands, hands down, sexiest, divine, masculine energy in the deck. All about passion, all about instantaneous, all about, whatever lights his soul on fire, like that's the direction that he's going in. And then you have the King of Swords, truthful, authoritative, like sometimes can be controlling, but like we're just going to take the light aspects of these two. All about truth, direct. There's no gray area with this particular one. And you are sitting here like, do I have to make a decision? Because I really don't want to make a decision. Like, how about I just sit here in the middle for a bit? All right. This is what happens when I do late night readings. I pick up on these energies and I'm like, oh man, you're going to get me kicked off YouTube. Okay. So what do I want to know here? Let's see. What is the viewer's like? What is the viewer's goal here ultimately? The ultimate goal? What does the viewer want from this? We have the Chariot. Do you want a car? Do you want to go somewhere? All right, you want the Chariot to the Ace of Wands to the Hierophant. This has a lot of divine energy in it, actually. A lot of spirit energy. The Chariot it's willpower, it's determination. It is sitting in the back seat and letting like the universe drive type of energy. And then with the Ace of Wands, I consider the Suit of Wands the suit of spirit, but it is a new adventure in something that is passionate, something that sets your soul on fire. With the Hierophant here, which is the divine masculine energy to the High Priestess, right? This is, the card generally signifies that of conformity or rules or higher learning, higher level, ... whatever it is here that you want. So, like, to me, considering where the devil is in between these two energies and how you're manifesting, you're overcoming all of these like obstacles, you're learning to sit back and allow, and it's talking all about the manifestation of desires, and you don't want to choose between the two. I feel like the Chariot to the Ace of Wands to the Hierophant is kind of you taking a back seat and saying what I actually want here is a spiritual experience through sacred energy exchange. Like I want to have that union that you can combine sexual energies, right? Something that is so connected and spiritual in nature, that you could use the like sacred sexuality to generate a combination, like do an energetic entanglement that takes you to like a different dimension. Is that too far of a reach there? It's like higher level sex, kind of like, just to put it out there. It's sensuality, it's connectedness, it is soul inspired. Like there is a different level here than just I wanted to say feral, that's funny. Like just a primal physical union, right? There is not any, um, this doesn't look like anybody that you're in love with. This doesn't look like relationships. So I have a feeling that because of the Hierophant and the Chariot, I think that's where we're going with this. We have the Lovers, the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that's what this is. I tell you, late night readings picks up totally different energies. Totally different energies. Okay. All right. What are the challenges that the viewer might encounter at this time with this arrangement? What are the possible challenges? Really? The Queen of Wands? Really? The Queen of Wands could possibly be a challenge in this current situation. It's like Tarot Springer over here. What else? Why is the Queen of Wands a challenge? The Empress? Okay. What about it? What about the Empress as it relates to the Queen of Wands being a challenge? The Nine of Swords? Okay. All right. So for clarification, what is the viewer? Can you give me a signifier for the viewer at this time? Okay, Seven of Cups and one more. The World, the High Priestess, the bottom, and the King of Swords. Okay, so basically for you, like it's anything, and I just absolutely love this World card. She rocks my world. Like she's just so awesome. Anything you desire at this time. Everything you desire at this time. Okay, so a challenge might be that someone that's sitting in an Empress energy is going to take action and bring information regarding your current arrangement, your current situation, to the Queen of Wands. Five of Swords at the bottom, which is very likely to cause some pretty substantial conflict. Okay, so advice for this particular situation. The Eight of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Coins. Okay. So if you were having difficulty choosing between the King of Wands and the King of Swords at this point, I think that this might help a little bit. So your advice here is to is to walk away from this particular king at this time. Of course, you have free will. This is just I just read the cards, right? It looks like collaborating on this particular project with this particular energy is going to prove more trouble than it's worth. With the Nine of Wands, the Three of Coins, it's you're going to continue having conflict between with this energy. As soon as the Knight of Swords takes action and runs and tattles on you to the Empress. Is there any way that the viewer can avoid this particular situation besides abandoning the project? The Page of Wands, the Hierophant. Yeah, no, just find somebody else. By finding somebody else. Finding somebody else to fill that particular role. Okay, so. Okay, is there any other challenges? Let's see. Any challenges with the King of Swords? What are the challenges that the viewer might expect with the King of Swords? Again, with the Five of Swords. What about? Why with the Five of Swords? Okay, to that Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so you're going to struggle to maintain your... Okay, wait. Can I get a clarifier on the Five of Swords? The Page of Swords. I don't see this as a... Okay, besides the... Okay, what information from the page? On the Hierophant again, that's the third time the Hierophant's come out. Okay, so it looks like with the Page of Swords to the Hierophant, that is clarifying the Five of Swords here, because Five of Swords to Strength to the Nine of Pentacles makes me believe that you are going to start struggling, like there's going to be conflict about whether you are to remain like independent with this. So to me, like logically, right? So if you struggle to maintain your independence, is that meaning that this is like moving in a direction that's more towards the traditional relationship now that your King of Wands is no longer in the picture? So I wanted to know whether this was actual conflict or this was like self-sacrifice, right? Because if you are self-sacrificing your independence, so to clarify that, you have the Page of Swords to the Hierophant. So I think you're gathering more information, right, on conventionality with this Hierophant. Which I mean, if you don't want a serious relationship, yeah, that would be considered a challenge. How does the King of Swords feel about the viewer? Oh, Ace of Coins. Okay, a new opportunity for what? Oh my God, marriage. Four of Wands. That king sees you as marriage potential, which is exactly what the Page of Swords to the Hierophant told me, and your energy told me. that you were trying to find the strength to remain single. Well, I like that. Well, ish, I guess. Okay. All right. I don't know where to go from here. Like, I think that's that kind of sums it up. Any advice at this time? I mean, with this world card and the Seven of Cups describing you, I mean, maybe that's closing out your, like, I see the Seven of Cups, like, at a really fancy nightclub, the lit up the bar back wall of, like, the high-end liquor, and, like, that's what the Seven of Cups reminds me of. So it looks like you're closing out those options at this time by choice, possibly. What is the advice here regarding the King of Swords? Advice for the viewer. We have the Sun to the Eight of Pentacles, to the Six of Pentacles, to the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups to the bottom of the deck. Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Okay. All right. So your advice is to take a look with the Sun. This is the illumination of whatever you deem to be like hard work or the giving that would be necessary in order to assume a more domesticated role, like aka the role of the feminine in the marriage, right? Okay. Because the Two of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Two of Cups, this union, right, is going to require that you give up something that you do enjoy, which is Three of Cups, partying pretty much. And you won't be able to, and you won't be able to Two of Pentacles juggle the Eight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Oh my God. And then we're going to pull in the Emperor too. Because you're not going to be able to like party anymore with the King of Wands, which it looks like you want to communicate with that one anyway, even though the Queen might be an issue. Then you have the Empress here, which is the one that you were tattled on, right? It looks like not only the King of Wands is involved, but also the Emperor. Oh my gosh. With the Eight of Wands to the King of Wands to the Ace of Cups to the Emperor. That is pretty clear. That is pretty clear. I just can't even with you. So be careful with the Seven of Pentacles that you do reap what you sow. You have the Three of Swords coming in and Three of Wands. So you might end up breaking some hearts, maybe even yours. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune when you start Three of Wands looking towards the future. Looking towards the future, seeing what, ships are coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. You do have the King of Coins, which is the divine counterpart to the one that you wanted to assume the role with or the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords wanted you to assume the role of that divine counterpart. Then you have the Queen of Wands coming back in. And that's it. We're going to stop there because then it's the hangman with all the arrows. But I think this is hilarious. This is a hot mess. Yeah. Remember that example that I gave? You were just like this. Like your energy is currently this. This was your signifier. Like, are you ready to end all of the options here? Like, are you ready to close out the cycle of all these options? Because you like legitimately have every king on the board except for the King of Cups. Like you are completely ignoring the one that's all about heart. You've got the sugar daddy, right? You got the King of Swords, you got the hottest guy in the deck. Then you have the Emperor, which is the king of all kings. You have um, two of their significant others out here causing problems. And you're still like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like pulling from the top shelf sometimes, and then sometimes I go a little cheaper. You're a mess. That's awesome. All right. Awesome. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe. My unconditional love to you as well. And until next time, you take care of yourself.